Hey baby, what you doing? Hey guys, it's Matt with BleepinJeep. I brought the Jeep couch out today because it's perfect for showing you what I want to show you today, and that is a new tool that I made to remove the pinion nut. So come over here, take a look. So on your rear axle and your front axle you have this yoke, or sometimes you'll have a drive flange, and that is attached to the pinion. And then you've got the ring gear and then the axle shafts, and when you turn this it turns your tires eventually. So you've got your drive shaft coming in here. So why would you need to take off the yoke? Well, let's say you're needing to replace the yoke, maybe you broke it, or maybe you're needing to re-gear, so you're changing your ring and pinion gears out. You're going to have to take this off. So right here is the pinion nut. So how do you get the nut on and off? The problem is when you go to turn this thing, everything wants to turn too, especially if you've got this off the vehicle. It becomes really difficult. If you have it on the vehicle, you can set it on the ground, but then the problem becomes all of the force that you're putting into this thing goes into your ring gear. So you don't want to crack the ring gear by putting too much force onto this thing. So what a lot of people will try to do is they'll put a pipe wrench on here and try to hold that down as they crank on this. The problem there is you require 250 foot-pounds to put this on. That's the torque spec for the most part on many of these axles. So that's a lot. This thing is on there super tight, and as you can see in this case it's super crusty as well. So not only is it hard to get this off, but even if you had a huge 3/4 impact with a huge air compressor to be able to get this thing off, you still have to get it back on. So you have to be able to hold it to use the torque wrench, because you can't use the impact to put it back on. You have to use the torque wrench to get the right spec when you go to put it back on. So this is a yoke tool that I've come up with to help with the problem, and it fits every axle that I could find, including the 8.8. So what you want to do is find some grade 8 bolts, hopefully ones that have a shank on the end here and not with the threads going all the way up. And then you're going to tighten this down onto here. In my case I need to use some spacers first. Find the smallest opening that you can. Won't go through here. This one's too big, so we're going to use this hole. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Line that up. And then we're going to tighten it down. Okay, so now we have a way to hold the yoke. Now let me show you some of the features here. On this side, we've got a 1/2 inch hole so you can put your breaker bar in and hold it that way. Also, you can put a 3/4 inch pipe onto this side and hold it that way, or you can do both. So this 3/4 inch pipe you can buy anywhere at Home Depot if you don't have one lying around. Let's see if we can get this off. Now if I had somebody here to help me, I'd just have them hold this pipe. Since I don't, I'm going to go ahead and clamp this down to keep it from coming off and smacking me in the face here. Another thing I've seen people do, if you've got this axle laying on the table, you don't have anything to butt it up against, what you can do is put a chain around the axle tube and around this pipe. The reason you do that, if you try to go the other way and lay it against the table, it'll actually lift the whole axle up off the ground before it breaks loose. So let's give this a shot. I've had this axle since 1999, and who knows how long this has been on there before that, so let's give it a try. I need a bigger breaker. Come on. I don't even know if the socket will hold up to this. Let's give it a shot. Oh yeah. You guys see that bar bending? I think I bent my bar. Man, that was on there tight. There had to be about 300,000 pounds on that sucker. I think Godzilla put that thing on there. I don't know if you saw that or not, but this breaker bar was really bending, so there was a lot of torque going on there. I can't imagine how sketchy that would be, trying to hold this thing on here when this is not even square. It doesn't even fit. Can you imagine that sucker breaking off and popping you in the face? Ouch. Alright, now putting the nut back on is pretty much the same deal, except that you're going to have to use a torque wrench. So let's go over that real quick. Once you get snug enough to start spinning this, put your pipe on there, and snug it down the rest of the way, and then grab your torque wrench. So have your buddy hold the other end of the pipe, or in my case I clamped it over there, and set your torque wrench up to 250 foot-pounds. Now most torque wrenches won't go up to 250 foot-pounds, but I found this one on Amazon that does. I've got an extension on here. You shouldn't use an extension on a torque wrench, but I can't quite get in there without it. So if you're going to use one though, make sure it's a black one. I don't even know if I can put 250 torque pounds on this. Oh, there we go. That's all I had to get that 250 foot-pounds. Tool works perfect. Well, there it is, guys. It's one of those tools that you rarely use, but whenever you need it, you really need it. So if you're interested, check that out on the website, BleepinJeep.com/store. I'll leave a link below. Now, yes, there is something similar to this on the market, but we have made it so much better. The other one does not have this, and it's made out of thinner steel, so the reviews online are that this always gets rounded out. This sucker is so much thicker, it's much heavier, much stronger. So BleepinJeep.com/store for that. I appreciate it, guys. We'll see you next time. I approve this message. Hey baby, what you doing? You like my new rags? Looking good, huh?